Hello, welcome to VJ SAP. Last video we were discussing about network layers, presentation layer, application layer, and database layer. R1 architecture, R2 architecture, R3 architecture, and entire architecture. Now, today we are going to talk about a standalone system which we called as a SAP standalone system, right? So the screen what you are seeing is this is a two-tier architecture. As I told, one tier architecture, which is R1 real-time architecture, everything will be on the same host or same computer. Here, two applications, right? So if you see here, right, two R2 architecture, one computer and another one application and database running on the different computer. So this is what it looked like. So application database is running on one host and view wherever you are seeing the view, that's nothing but it's a presentation layer. So different computers you have it, different people, different clients, but your application and database is running on one single host. Now if I go for a R3 architecture, it will be a look like this, right? So first one application is running on one single host and then database is running on one single host and you see the views. This is your presentation. So in on this screen you have a presentation layer, you have application layer, and you have a database layer. So three layers you have here. Now if you talk about entire architecture or multi-node architecture, so you have view 1 2 3 4, wherever you see view, that's called the presentation layer, and you have application layer and you have database here. But when it comes to new layer, what we are doing here is you may be having a two or more application, or you maybe have one, or maybe you can say that two or more database also. This in other terminology we call as a high availability. So first tier, two tier architecture, three tier architecture, and n tier architecture we were talking about. Now, so we'll talk about SAP architecture. How SAP architecture will work here. First, SAP architecture. So you have plant 1, you can see it, and you have a plant 2, and you have a plant 3. Okay. So plant 1 I have 100 users, plant 2 I have 2000 users, plant 3 I have 300 users. Now you have one server where you have installed a SAP system. Message server. This server contains message server, dispatcher, work processes. Now the user wants to connect to a SAP system. How that will work? So P1 plant 1 people will also connect to the server. P2 also connect to the server. P3 people also will connect to the server. So initially where it will connect. So remember one thing. Whenever user trying to log into a application, SAP application, initially it will go to message server. From there it will go to the next level. The first level, user will log into the SAP system. So initially all the requests will go to the message server. From there it will go to the dispatcher. After dispatcher, it will go to the next level to process the work. Right? This is called a SAP architecture in high level. So I will explain in detail little bit later. So when you want to install SAP system, always remember that we have a name. Every person will have a name, right? People are calling with our names. Even in SAP world, Every SAP system, it has its own name. It can be a three letters, it can be a combination of letters and numbers, and it can be something called only numbers, right? So, and these three letters or these three numbers, so, and it has only three letters or three numbers or combination of numbers and letters with three letters, with three digits or three characters. So we called as a SID, system identification. So how to identify your system? By saying this a SID. But remember one thing, if you want to have a name like SAP, SMP, Aura, then you cannot have those names because those are already reserved. So you can have any name, but except few names you cannot have it. That's a SID. Apart from that, you have one more parameter called instance number. What is exactly the instance number? So in a layman language, wherever you are installing your SAP system, that particular server we called as an instance. Okay, people will say in different way also. Instance can be your SAP. You have a multiple application server within SAP system, that is also called instance. But at this moment what you can learn is instance is nothing but wherever you have installed your SAP system, that's called instance. And every instance will have a number. Total 100 numbers will be there, starting from 00 to 99. So which means that in one single server you can install your SAP system with 100 instances. It can be a same SAP system or it can be a different SAP system. If it is the same SID, you will be having a different, so you will be having a instance number within a single SAP system. If it is a different SAP system, then you will be having 100 different SAP systems like ABC 123, ABC 123, 123, something like that. And always remember, in one single server, your instance number and your SID will be a unique. In which scenario, if you are going for a different SAP systems in single server, so in this case, your SID will be unique. If you are going for a different instances and your SAP is same, then that is instances. You will be having a additional application servers. You will be having a one single SAP SID, but inside that you will be having a different instances. Another factor which we have to consider is host name. People also call that server name or instance name. Host name, server name, instance name, which is nothing but your computer name. So when it comes to a organization, we call it as a server names. Or people in SAP world, people says that instance name. This is a computer, which is nothing but it's a computer name. Right. These three parameters are very important to connect to your SAP system. How to connect SAP system? So you can see one more line called SAP logon pad. This is a thick client software which is available inside or which is available only in client's machine. Client will use this thick client to log into our SAP systems. So we called as SAP logon pad, or people also say that SAP GUI. So let me explain again. P1, P2, P3, three plants. Every plant, whenever they want to connect it, they have to use SAP logon pad. And in SAP logon pad, we have to give three must and should parameters. One is SID, instance number, server name or host name or instance number, instance name. After that, once we provide the information in SAP logon pad and saved, you can directly connect to the SAP system. So all the requests initially it will go to the message server, from there it will go to the dispatcher, from there it will go to the one of the work processes. This is called flow. Now you have SID, which is nothing but your name, how people are having, or humans, or all the animals are having a names. Even SAP also having a name called SID, system identification. And this SID is a combination of three letters, or it combination of three digits, and it combination of only letters, characters, or only digits. It should be always three letters or combination or digits. After another one is we called as a instance number. So you can have 00299, and then you have a host name where is the computer name. All these three parameters you have to maintain in a SAP logon pad. Once you maintain this, once user connected from application to the database, as to the application, from the client machine to the application, so you have to provide these details and you have to click on SAP logon screen. I will show you in upcoming videos. Then initially the request will go to the message server, from there it will go to the dispatcher, from there it will go to the work process, like this. Yeah, so that's it from mine. Please subscribe my channel. If you have any questions, any doubts, please comment so that I will help you on that. Thank you.